Hey everybody, Matt James here coming at you from St. Augustine, Florida. Seems like I say this every week, but again, we've got a big thunderstorm rolling in, so my apologies if there's any crackles or thunders or anything. We had a huge storm yesterday afternoon about this time. I'm hoping it's not going to be quite as bad as that one was. But I told you guys last week that I was going to be doing a series on mindset because it is so incredibly important. And so this is going to be part 2 in that series. And I'm going to talk kind of fast. I have a great story to tell about my son and his football team that I think is a perfect example of what can happen when we change our mindset. Last week I had a great little quote. It was 2 words from Zig Ziglar called persistent consistency. And I talked about that a little bit. And it's very, very important that we have that in everything that we're doing. Every aspect of our lives, we need to have that persistent consistency in order to succeed and achieve our goals and get to the level that we want to get, regardless of whether it's physical, spiritual, work, whatever the case may be. So guys, I want to talk about, go a little bit deeper into mindset today and how very, very important it is. So my son plays on this local flag football team. It's done by our police athletic league. It's an excellent, excellent league. And my son, for the second year this past season, he played for the same coach. Fantastic coach. Love him. He really knows how to coach him up, and he's just a good person, a good man, a great role model. So my son was playing for the Vikings this year. They have a draft and everything, so it's not like you sign up and you choose your team. So Zach, my son, my youngest son, was drafted to the Vikings, and they had a great season. They won all but 2 of their games, and had a really, really great season. Got into the playoffs, championship weekend. Playoffs start on a Friday night. So on Friday night, the Vikings, Zach and the Vikings played the Bears. They had beaten them fairly handily during the regular season. Went in there, won, no problem. Now the next day, Saturday morning, we knew that we were going to have to play the Steelers. And there were 2 teams that had beaten Zach's Vikings during the regular season. The Steelers had beaten them by, I think, about 2 touchdowns. And then there was the Chargers. The Chargers were the cream of the crop, undefeated. They had just pretty much mowed everybody down during the regular season. But we knew we had the Steelers first thing Saturday morning. Friday night, my son already starts talking about how, the Steelers beat us. We can't beat them. There's no way we're going to win. We just need to go in there and play the game and get it over with and move on. And I'm like, son, what's the matter with you, man? There's a reason they play the game. You got to have a better attitude than that. So fast forward to Saturday morning. I like to go watch the kids warm up and kind of get a feel for how things are going. And you know what? They go in there Saturday. All the other kids are talking the same way on the Vikings team. These guys beat us before. We can't win. Let's just go ahead and get this game over with. So the game starts, and their play shows it in the first half. And a friend of mine that I'd gone to high school with, his son was on the Vikings as well with my son Zach, and we kind of got reacquainted over flag football. And Marty comes up to me and he's like, Matt, what's going on? What's wrong with these guys? And I said, Marty, they don't believe they can win. You should have heard the talk during warm-ups. They don't think they can beat these guys. And we both said, their play shows. So somehow we get to halftime and they're only down 20-7. It seemed to me like it should have been much worse, but it was only 20-7. And coach has his little talk with them, and just as they're walking back out on the field, they're going to get the ball to start the second half. Just as they're walking back out on the field, Marty and I just walk out there and we're like, guys, it's only 20-7. You're getting the ball, score right here. It's a whole new ball game. There is no reason you guys can't beat these guys. So come on, play your game. Play your game, not their game. Well, our guys got the ball. 3 plays, touchdown. Extra point, good. All of a sudden, it's 20-14. The Steelers get the ball. Our defense holds them 3 and out. We get the ball back. 5 plays, touchdown. Extra point, good. All of a sudden, we're up 21-20. I'm going to go ahead and fast forward and tell you guys that we won that game 35-20. We outscored the Steelers in the second half 28-0. Got them completely flustered, took them out of their game, but most importantly, our team, our guys, started playing their game. They were a great team, but they got it in their heads that they could beat this team. They can beat the Steelers. They got it in their heads. They played a great game, and they beat the Steelers. Of course, the Chargers won their game, so that set up the showdown Saturday afternoon, the Vikings and the undefeated Chargers for the league championship. Our guys had confidence now. Hey, we beat the team, one of the teams that had beaten us. Now we're going to get another shot at the Chargers. And Coach shared some great information with my son and one of the other players about rushing. Their quarterback had certain tendencies. He always went the same direction and things like that. Man, from the get-go, we had the Chargers number. I should say the kids had the Chargers number, and they never looked back. They won that game. They won the championship 28-13. And I'm going to be honest with you, 2 weeks before that, the Chargers had absolutely pasted our guys. It was bad. It was a horrible, horrible defeat. Really hard to watch as a parent. But our kids came in there, and they took the Chargers out 28-13. So from halftime of that playoff game with the Steelers, our kids outscored their opponents 56-13 to win that league championship. Guys, it all came down to their mindset. They walked in there Saturday morning and didn't think they could do it. Halftime, they looked up at the scoreboard. I like to think that a little bit of what Marty and I had to say kind of sunk in. They knew they were better than that. They knew they hadn't been playing their game. They turned it around. They scored that quick touchdown. Now it's kind of like, oh, hey, we can do this. And they got it in their head. They got it in their mind that they could win this. And when they came into that championship game against the Chargers, it was like they were lit. The fuse was lit. They knew. There was no question. They were super solid in that game. Harassed the Chargers all game long. Their quarterback didn't know what to do. He was throwing balls in the dirt, running all over the place. It was awesome to watch. Super exciting as a parent for me to watch, not only my son, but his friends on that team play, just take it to the next level. But most importantly, go from Saturday morning feeling like, we can't do this, we don't have a chance, to the league championship. How awesome is that? I can't tell you how incredibly exciting it was. But guys, we need to do the same thing. It's easy for us to think that we can't. When I started in CrossFit a couple years ago, I had never done any Olympic lifting at all, and it scared me to death. It really did. But you know what? I had a great coach and who showed me the way. And now when I grab the bar to do whatever it is, whether it's cleans, power cleans, whatever it may be, just grab, hold on. I do concentrate and think about my form a lot, but something that scared me and I never thought I'd really be that good at. Not that I'm that good at it now, but I can do it. I just come in and I do it. And I'm finding that with so many other things, that mindset is so important. I want to leave you with a quote today on mindset. This comes from Dean Graziosi. I just heard him say this the other day, and I thought it was so good. And Dean said that mindset is what separates the best from the rest. And I want to leave you guys with that today. Mindset is what separates the best from the rest. You got to believe you can. You got to go in thinking positively. Yes, there are going to be pitfalls. Yes, it can be like a roller coaster sometimes. But you got to go in believing that you can do it and get her done. That's the number one thing. All right, guys? So keep that in mind this week. Mindset is what separates the best from the rest. Guys, if you like that quote, if you need a little bit of daily inspiration, I'm going to invite you guys to follow me on both Twitter and Instagram. Every single day, I throw a quote on there. Sometimes it's the same on Twitter and Instagram, and sometimes it's completely different. But you can follow me on Twitter. My Twitter handle is @MattJames5150, @MattJames5150. And on Instagram, it's Mayo5150, Mayo, Mayo 5150. And I invite you guys to follow me on Instagram. As always, I hope that you can gain a little bit of something from this today. And I'm going to be back with more on mindset next week. So stay tuned. We'll have part 2 of mind over matter and everything else. Guys, have a great week and get outside, do something, run, surf, whatever it is you do, walk, whatever it is you do. Get outside, enjoy the summertime. And I'll see you next week on the other side. You guys take care. Bye.